皆さんこんにちは、花子です。今日は新しい友達との話し方について勉強したいと思います。Today we are learning how to talk to new friends in Japan. このチャプターでは新しい友達 new friends の会話について勉強します。Jennifer, an international student who just arrived in Japan, talks to a Japanese student. 日本に来たばかりの留学生ジェニファーが日本人の生徒とお話しします。Well, at first, I will read this and later we will learn the detail of this conversation. 最初に全部読んでから、細かい説明は後からします。Jennifer, すみません。今何時ですか？ Excuse me, what time is it now? ひろし、10時です。It's 10 o'clock. ジェニファー、ありがとうございます。Thank you. ひろし、いいえ。You're welcome. Number 2. ひろし、留学生ですか？ Are you an international student? ジェニファー、カリフォルニア大学の学生です。Yes, I am a student at the University of California. ひろし、そうですか。専攻は何ですか？ I see. What is your major? ジェニファー、日本語です。今、2年生です。I'm a sophomore now. Okay, so let's do grammar. 文法の勉強をします。X は Y です。X is Y. X は Y です。So for example, if X equal Hanako and Y equal Japanese. Hanako is Japanese. 花子は日本人です。日本人 is Japanese. Okay, so X は Y です。X is Y. 花子 is Japanese. 花子は日本人です。What is a member of the class of words called particles. Particles attach themselves to a phrase and indicate how the phrases relate to the rest of the sentences. Okay, I will explain about the particle later more. Okay, so if X equal I and Y equal student, I am a student. 私は学生です。私 means I. 学生 means student. This is polite. So I am a student. 私は学生です。And also nouns like 学生 in the above example stand alone, unlike their English translations, student, which is preceded by a. Okay, here. In Japanese, there is no item that corresponds to a, nor is there any item that corresponds to the plural s at the end of the noun. So Japanese doesn't have a or plural, so we are not good at adding it when we speak in English. Okay, and sentences without subjects are very common in Japanese. Japanese speakers actually tend to omit subjects whenever they think it is clear to the listener what or who they are referring to. So for example, when x equal it, y equal 10 o'clock, it is 10 o'clock. And 10 o'clock is a 10時. 10 is 10, and o'clock is actually, in this case, we say 10 in hour. 10時です. And we don't say anything about it. We omit it. So it's 10 o'clock. 10時です. Another example, if x equal I and y equal student. I am a student, but we don't say I. We omit I. So we say 学生です. 学生です. We don't say 私は学生です. Or for example, when somebody asks you, are you a student? You don't need to say I. はい、学生です. はい、学生です. So, so many times Japanese omit subject. Well, for example, my mom omit too many subjects. So many times I don't understand what she's saying, and I said, I don't understand. Say the subjects more. But she doesn't change the habit. Okay. So let's go over it. Oh, this is not the desk. It is 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. 10時です. 10時です. It's not the desk. I am a student. I'm a student. 学生です. My major is Japanese language. Is the Japanese language. 日本語です. 日本語です. Okay, so we'll read this. None of this sentence has a subject like the it, I, and my major found in their English counterparts. Sentences without subjects are very common in Japanese. Japanese speakers actually tend to omit subjects whenever they think it is clear to the listeners what or who they are referring to. But even when it's not clear, my mom always omit the subjects. Okay, let's learn vocabulary. I, 私, 私. Japanese, 日本人, 日本人. Japanese language, 日本語, 日本語. Student, 学生, 学生. 10, 10, 10. But we'll remember numbers later. 10, 10, 10. Hour, 時, 時. Major, 専攻, 専攻. New, 新しい, 新しい. Friend, 友達, 友達. Probably you notice, but when you speak Japanese, you have to make it flat. So always try to make the pronunciation flat. So not watashi. Well, many foreigners say watashi, but you should say watashi. And 日本人、日本語、学生、10、字、専攻、新しい、友達。Well, we have to pronounce flat. That's why it's difficult for Japanese to pronounce English, very well. 今日のレッスンは難しかったですか？簡単でしたか？新しい友達に話しかけるのは緊張しますよね。でも頑張ってくださいね。もし質問があれば、下にコメントを残してください。If you have any question, please leave your comment. ありがとうございました。さようなら。